15 degrees in the greenhouse. It's getting a little bit warmer, guys. Spring is trying to come, it really is. And we've lost a lot of snow. As you can see, we have a lot to do out here yet. We haven't started setting things up, though we have cleaned out our net cups and that. We've got our buckets cleaned out. If we have a little peek here underneath the leaves here, we can see that our strawberries are starting to wake up. We're getting a little bit of green in there. This one up here as well. You can see we're getting some fresh leaves. A couple there from last year, but the leaves have kept those dormant for the winter. Now it's time for them to start waking up. Down here we have some fresh leaves coming out. So as it gets warmer, we'll get those back outside and we'll start growing strawberries again. We have two types of tomato plants which we're going to be growing this year. We have the Prudent Purple. We had those last year. They were a very nice firm tomato. And we have a big beefsteak tomato that we'll also be growing this year. We have, I believe it was 6 buckets last year. We may expand that a little bit, though I'm not sure yet. It's okay when they're small, but as they get large, they really take up a lot of space. And some things, like my heater, I don't want to have to move, simply because it's into a exhaust system for heat and so on there that makes it difficult to move. As for our peppers, we didn't buy any seeds. No, we didn't. But we're going to do the same thing we did the past few years, and it's worked well for us. We're using the seeds from the peppers that we grew last year. Now initially, somewhere around 3 years ago, maybe 4, the seeds that we used came from peppers, bell peppers, that we bought in the store. And we've been using seeds that we've been producing in those peppers ever since. So we're going to have everything lined up here with peppers. We're hoping to do a few other vegetables as well, or a few other types of fruit. I'm thinking about cucumbers. I'm not sure on those yet, but we'll see what happens. I do have a little bit of space up in the other end of the greenhouse. We're hoping to do things up a little bit there, tidy things up, and we're also going to be getting into showing a little bit more about how these systems work and how you can make one yourself, because they are pretty straightforward, and it's in my opinion easier than gardening in the soil, because we have control of the nutrients. I've mentioned that before. If we see that there's a problem and it's got to do with the nutrients, then we just replace the nutrients, and that's always worked well for us. So hydroponics has worked well for us in this area here. Now we do use the soil out in our garden. In fact, let's take a quick run over there and have a look at the garden. I'm not even sure if it's out of the snow yet, but let's have a peek and see what we got to deal with this year. Now, as we can see, our raised beds are still well into the snow. So we're going to be another few weeks before we can start doing anything with those. One of the first things I do want to do this year is get them sifted, get the rest of the rocks out if I can, and we're hoping to add some sand to them. We want to loosen up this soil and make it easier for the carrots and potatoes net to grow. And also, we're hoping that adding sand and thus loosening things up is going to make it easier to keep the wireworms away from our potatoes. I've got a couple other things in mind that I may be doing there. We're going to see. So, they're still in hibernation state. We'll leave that for now. And we're going to jump over to some of the other things that we've got on the go. We've got our onion seeds. We have over 100 of those on the go there now. We have some more germinating. We have our lettuce seeds. Haven't seen much activity in those in the past week. And we have our potatoes. Now that's an exciting project. We've been having a lot of fun with those, and we now have many red potatoes, and we're starting to see some white ones. One plant alone probably has about 8 or 10 red potatoes forming. So let's jump over there and have a look at that. Let's have a look at some of our roots here and see how they're doing. This guy here is, if you look inside here, getting pretty shrivelly in there, but it does have one good root coming out on the side here. That one's taking its time a bit. Now this one here, you can see there are a lot of roots coming out on it. It's obviously getting a bit of the spray there now, and putting out its roots pretty good. This one here, though there's no roots down underneath there, they are shooting out right around the base there quite well. So it's getting nutrients, and these will start to open up their leaves. Now this one here, we can see how the roots are reaching down really nice here. These are all coming from the eye that was up on top. That's where all of these roots are coming from on this one. Now we have one over here. This is a much bigger potato that we use for the seed, and it's producing a lot less root. So obviously it's still feeding very well off the potato seed itself, or the seed potato. And until it needs more nutrients, it doesn't seem to be putting down any roots. Let's have a look over this way a little bit further. These guys here. Oh, we forgot one over here. All right, so this guy is coming up really well. You can see the root system here. And these roots here go all the way down into the nutrient reservoir in the bottom. So this one doesn't have to rely so much on the spray anymore. The tubers are coming out very nice here. I expect to see some potatoes starting to form on that one anytime at all. It's doing really well. Speaking of doing well, see how these guys are doing. That one I know has too much root to actually lift it up. But here we are. We see the tubers are coming out real well on these. Since we've started spraying, the root systems are getting much, much thicker. And if you look in there, right in the center, you can see we have a white potato forming too. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 red potatoes over there growing. So they're doing really well. Let's have a closer look at that white one there. That's on this guy right here, actually. So it hasn't shot up to produce any leaves yet, but I'm sure it's going to soon, because it does have some nice roots coming out. And right there you can see that tuber, it has a white potato on it. Lots of tubers on this one and not a lot of root. So that's quite interesting. But even without the leaves, it's starting to produce. Now we've always been told that when our potato plants are up to their height and they have flowers forming on them, that's the indicator that the potatoes are forming. Obviously the potatoes form long before that. Obviously the potatoes are probably getting closer, ready to pick at that time. See how these guys back here. So this guy here, you can see it's putting out roots really nice. See the little fuzzy air roots here? And then there's a couple of tubers. So I didn't understand in the past how the tubers and roots were different. I thought the potatoes grew on the roots and that they were just called tubers because of the type of plant they were, that they grow on the roots. But that's not the case. The tubers are actually a different form of root, I guess. This is the guy back here with the red potatoes. Oh, there's another little one there. I see more inside the pot. So there's at least 6 potatoes growing on that one now. Let's have a closer look. So this is our red potatoes. We can see them growing quite nice there now. We have a little one in there. There's one there. I'm counting 6 altogether. 7. I see another one in there. And another one up there. That's 8 little red potatoes forming. So those are really doing well. That's how the potatoes grow. We normally don't see this because it's underground. But it is fascinating to see how they're growing on the tubers. Oh, I see several in, oh yeah, there's probably 10 or 12 on there. So we'll put that guy back down. Now, even though that one's producing a lot of potatoes, it doesn't have a lot of top on it yet. So that's also very interesting. This guy over here who has a lot of leaf structure and is shooting up really well, it doesn't have any potatoes yet. But if you look down here, you can see that there are roots down here. And underneath on that one, it is a massive root structure. Really well, really good. So there's our potato update. I hope you stick with us and follow us as we go through this experiment. I'm finding it fascinating, and what we're seeing here is not something you would normally see. Potatoes growing on the roots, usually all that happens down under the ground. So I'm just fascinated by it. It's pretty cool. Look what I found. Found these beet seeds out in my garage. The mice were after getting into them sometime many years ago, because we haven't had mice in a long time. Look at the price on them, 89 cents. So you know they're not young. Anyhow, I decided to try these out with the paper towel method. We're going to see if we can get these to germinate. I'm told that beet seeds are good for 2 to 5 years if they're properly looked after. These certainly weren't. So we're going to give them a try and see what happens over the next little while. See if we can get them to germinate. So what do you think, guys? We take those beet seeds, put them in a damp paper towel, in a Ziploc bag, and under the lights. Are they going to germinate? Let me know. Put your answers down below. These onion seeds were started just 5 weeks ago. They're going to remain in the tray until we transplant them in our garden in another couple of months. But why wait till then to begin enjoying their taste? We're going to snip these off and add them to our salad. This goes to show that you don't have to wait for your onions to come out of the garden to start enjoying them. I want to thank you guys for joining me here today, and just let you know that because people seem to be curious about what I'm using, what I'm doing here with regard to what items I'm using in that, where I'm getting my stuff, I've decided to put together a little website that shows all the items that I use for germination of my seeds, for my hydroponics, for out in the garden and that, as well as my camera gear, because people seem to be quite curious about that. So I've got that stuff put together on a website, and you'll find the link down below in the description of this video. So guys, that's it for today's show. Until next time, you guys take care, stay safe. We'll see you later.